Hey, Colorado Springs, Craig Terrasa, and today I have...
David MG, president and co-founder of Credit Advisor.
So that's what we're going to talk about today is more credit stuff. Yeah. Specifically, what is your minimum score to buy a house?
Yeah, Craig, there's a lot of confusion around this. On one hand, a lot of times folks don't even really realize what their credit is. They don't check it. And then the other question we get asked a lot is, what score do I need to qualify for a loan?
Yeah. So the right answer is it depends, because everyone's scores are different, everyone's situation is different, everyone's income is different. But I reached out to my lender and said, hey, kind of like a general, what is like your absolute minimum score to get into a home? And they told me it's a 580. But that is very, very unrealistic. He said we've only done a handful of those, and it's very, very tough to get someone with a 580 credit score into a home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to think about it like a sliding scale, right? If you have more money in the bank, yeah, lender's going to look the other way on that credit score and be a little bit more lenient. But if you don't have as much money in the bank, they want that higher score. And the reality is what we're seeing is that, yeah, a lot of lenders can go down to a 580. Some don't go that low. But the reality is this, right? It's folks who have higher credit scores that are actually closing on homes, 680, 700 a lot of times.
Yeah, and so when I reached out, I said, okay, thanks for the absolute minimum score, the 580. Like it's possible, they've done it. But the reality of like, what's your kind of like in today's market, what's your minimum qualification score to really be able to get into something? And it's about a
620.
Yeah.
620.
Yeah, 620.
Yeah.
So if you're a 620 or higher, contact me today. We'll get you started. We'll get you with the lender, and we'll see, if we can get you on that path to home ownership.
Yeah.
And then, we'll know where to start. I'll explain the whole process from applying to closing and everything in between. But let's say, okay, you're not there. You're not below, or maybe I want to get higher. I want a better rate. What can we do for them, Dave?
Yeah, so that's where we would come into the equation here. And, so anyone, if you're looking to improve your credit, give us a call. What we always start out with is a free credit report analysis and consultation. Ultimately, we're coaches first and foremost. And what we want to do is make sure that you understand why your score is what it is. More importantly, how to get it to where it needs to be in the shortest time period possible. And I will throw this out here, guys. I just said a second ago that the reality is that most people who are qualifying for home ownership have higher scores, right? 700, 680. And I know what that does. I know for those folks who are sitting there watching this video that are at a 500, you're like, oh man, you just priced me out of the ball. I'm just going to turn it off. I'm a lost cause. I'm never going to be able to get a house. And I want to tell you, that is not true. That's why we're doing this video, is because there's actually a lot that can be done to help improve those scores and give a nice adrenaline shot in a pretty short period of time.
Yeah, and so, spoiler alert, I actually have used Dave myself. I called him initially about the free credit consultation. Actually, I met Dave through, I'm a real estate agent, and I went to a class where Dave was talking about, hey, breaking down the scores and credit and whatnot. And that's what made me call him for the free consultation. Just, hey, it's free. He pulled my report, went over line by line, explained everything. And then what we determined at that point is, hey, I could use not only the coaching side or the free consultation, but the credit repair.
Yeah, and you know what, Craig, you were pretty quick turnaround, right? Three months, I want to say.
3 months, no, but almost 100, about 97
97 point gain within those 3 months. And the reason being, guys, is because you have to understand the way you want to think about your credit score is, and I've used this example for years, it's like a hot air balloon, right? So the coaching session and the step-by-step action plan that we provide, what that's going to do is provide you with step-by-step instructions on how to inflate more positive credit. So as an example, if somebody doesn't have a credit card, you need to get one, right? Because that's going to establish.
I did, by the way.
Yeah, right. And that's part of why the gain was so significant, is because you got to establish that positive credit, and then you have to manage the card appropriately to inflate the positive credit. The negatives, and why Craig signed up for the credit repair, is because he had some collections, right? And I don't remember the exact situation, but negatives are going to be like sandbags pulling the score down. And so that's where we go to work, challenging those items, targeting them for correction, updates, and a lot of times deletion off the credit report to get the score up even higher.
Yeah, and so kind of what we're talking about is, if you're, hey, I'm not sure, or I think I need some credit help, right? There's kind of three things we're talking about here. The free consultation, call us. It doesn't cost you a dime. Dave will go over that with you, Dave and his team. The credit repair, now that's a paid service. There's a little bit extra, but that's like for something that you needed. And then what I like is what he was just talking about with, hey, you need to get a credit card or you need to manage this. I call them credit building activities. And it was
Sure.
that was, I think, because he went after all my negatives. They didn't all come off.
No.
But the positive stuff is really what shot my score up.
Absolutely. And we're not looking for perfection, right? We're looking for home ownership, right?
Oh, and by the way, I did buy a home.
Yes, yeah, that's the goal,
I
guys.
bought a home about 6 months ago. So
Nice, man. Congratulations, man. So that's the thing. Everyone wants to get the 800 credit score, but we're both here to tell you, you don't need that 800 credit score to get into a house.
Yeah, I'm in like the 720s.
720 range, right? We're talking 620 and higher, right, to get into a house. So I would say call today if part of your goal is to get into a house, if home ownership is at all on your mind, if you're tired of renting, you're tired of your current situation, don't wait. Like, call today, because that's where it starts. It starts with taking that first step. That way we can start strategizing a plan to get you to where you want to be in the shortest time period possible.
Yep, exactly. So if you're looking for that, you want good credit, you need a little help, and you want to buy a home, give me a call. I'll link you up with Dave. Or if you know, hey, I already know I just need the credit stuff, you can contact Dave directly, get the credit help, get the more information.
And then we'll get you over to Craig when you're ready.
We work very well together as far as like, hey, this is the ultimate goal is to get a house, right? But we work very well together as far as keeping each other up to date of where you are and when you're ready to go and buy a house.
You want to think about having a team in your corner that's helping you to get to your goals.
Yep. So if you're ready, or if you're not, give us a call anyway. It's free, there's no obligation, and you have a great day, Colorado Springs.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.